I'm back. I just had to deal with a whole bunch of really unnecessary stuff here with my computer. And, well, I'll get into that in a minute. But, we have some kind of bad news in the movie world. Everything in their mother's been delayed. And you know how I talked about movie theaters being dead? It's not looking good. Definitely not looking good at all. I missed this piece of news last time. Also, Netflix has officially canceled Glow and The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. So let's go through all of it. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
Alright, so it appears like it's going to be one of those days. One of those podcasts where just technology doesn't seem to be working around. I did mess around with some stuff on the weekend, so maybe that's why that's happening. Hopefully it's not too terrible for you. If it is, well then I'm sorry. There's really nothing I can do about it. Because I'm live and well, you know what? Let me know. Get into the chat and let me know. Maybe that way I'll find out. But yeah, it's gonna be a rough one. I rearranged everything here. I got a few things, and like I said, I'm working on a separate side project right now, and I'm expanding. I will be telling you about that pretty soon. I'm very excited about it. But I also realized that I kind of messed up here. Let me see. There you go. Nope, that's still the wrong one. Which one? There you go. So it's gonna be one of those shows, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be one of those shows. Tired. It's been a long day. It's been too hot. But yeah, so I rearranged some stuff. So I feel better. Things look cleaner. They look neater here. It's more organized. But apparently the one that's still fucked up is me. So whatever. Before I get into that, let me get into the whole news thing. As I was setting up the camera here, it sucks that I did not record this. But as I was setting up the camera, because I moved everything around, so I got to organize everything, the shot and everything, get it perfect and all that stuff. And as I was doing that, I could see like a little spider start crawling up in my neck. I almost jumped and flipped over the couch and everything, but I was like, I kept my cool. I was like, all right, just give me a napkin. Let me just get rid of this thing real quick. But it was like, because it was a big one. It was like yay big. So, well, this is the body, not the legs. So with the legs, it would have been like way bigger. But the point is, what the fuck? Now, honestly, I'm freaking out. I think that's the issue. I'm kind of freaking out a little bit. I'm freaking out because I don't know if it came from the shirt I was wearing. Like, was it already on the shirt? Was it on the seat? Is it because I cleaned everything around and now it's around now? I don't know, man. Like, it bugs me. You know when you feel like you have like a million ants or stuff on you? That's how I feel. It's probably what I'm fucking up. But also, Travis, yes, thank you for the hat. It's actually it's for the compliment on the hat. Not thank you for the hat because you didn't give it to me. But it's actually a Mandalorian hat. So you can check it out. There you go. So, I love it. Hopefully you like it as well. I actually got it as a birthday gift. Loved it. Thank you very much. So, now I believe like I've wasted too much time here. So, let's just get into that. But before we get into it, let me just give you a quick reminder that any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram and at Super Dario World. Also, I'm live streaming pretty much every day. Yesterday I couldn't do it because it was I did a double yesterday, but also I drove all the way up to Vista to get some equipment, and I honestly got a great deal, like a $600 camera for $200 and 2 lenses. So it was worth it, but I just didn't have the time to do a podcast. Anyway, if you want to join me live, like Travis is right now, you can do that on YouTube and on Twitch at Super Dario World. And to clarify, I am not afraid of spiders. I just didn't expect it. It freaked me out. All right. I did not expect to have a spider on me. All right. It's not that I'm scared of them. I respect them. I have a reasonable respect for spiders because, they can be venomous. But mostly it's like I just don't like having things on me. All right. I don't like having feeling like the tickly feeling and stuff because I don't know what it is. And then you're going to be itchy. And I just didn't expect it. I just didn't expect to see like the little black thing like going up really quickly. It freaked me out. All right. It freaked me out. I'm going to be honest. I don't have a natural fear of spiders. Well, I guess we all have a natural fear of spiders. But, like, if I see one all the way over there, it's like, I'm fine. All right, whatever. Just do your thing, spider. On me, fuck you. All right? Like, I have no issues with spiders as long as I don't see them or they're not on me. Anything other than that, gloves are off. Like, you've earned your death. So, there you go. Anyway, let's get Why do I have a shirt on me? Because I don't know. YouTube. I don't know what YouTube's rules are against being shirtless. I don't know. This is not OnlyFans, bro. Maybe I'll open up a OnlyFans. Who knows? But anyway, let's get into the piece of news here because I'm very. All right, I respect the pun. Doesn't it bug me? Travis, I respect that. It's a good one. It's a good one. But I need to stop looking at the chat because I'm already distracted enough and I need to focus on the news here. So I'll get back to you later. But all right, so news stuff. First off, for those of you who didn't join me last Friday, I talked a lot about how the movie theaters are dead or they're dying, and how a bunch of big name celebrity directors, they want to get some relief packages for movie theaters because they're hurting. They're bleeding money right now. And to continue that, Regal Cinemas, the second largest movie theater chain in the US, has confirmed that they will be closing their doors. Why? Because it's too expensive to keep them open. Not enough people are coming in. And honestly, the big thing here is that they don't have any movies to show. And why don't I have any movies to show? Because everything's getting delayed. And I'm going to give you like a list of 10 movies, the big ones. Well, at least the biggest ones that were supposed to come out this year that are getting delayed. Some of them are moving. They're getting bumped up, but most of them are getting delayed. And it's brutal. The rest of this year for the film industry is brutal. And most importantly, I don't know what I'm going to do for my best geek movies of 2020. Like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I think Sonic the Hedgehog is the automatic winner, right? It just automatically won because there's nothing else. But I don't know. That's the real concern here. I know that's why you're here. But we'll go through that. We'll deal with that. But yeah, this is not a good sign. Like I talked about this on Friday. Does this mean that movie theaters will no longer exist in the U.S.? No, but it does mean that Regal will probably go bankrupt, and somebody else will buy it for cheap, and then they'll reopen again when things are open again. So they'll stay closed during the whole lockdown period. Somebody will buy it for cheap, and then they'll reopen. Which, I mean, cool that we're still gonna have movie theaters. It just sucks for the original owners who put blood, sweat, and tears into keeping a business open and employing people, and it was working, and then they're screwed because of a pandemic. So. And also for artificially closing everything by the government. So it's fucked. Honestly, it's a fucked up situation to be on. Any small business right now is probably hurting, and it sucks that we're seeing the very slow, very painful death of America, especially the small businesses. It's the very slow and very painful death of small businesses in America. The big dudes, they'll probably survive. Walmart was always still open, and so. The big businesses will still be open. They'll probably be able to take the hit, and they'll just start buying up all the little ones. So that's just honestly, that's probably the most devastating thing, and we'll be seeing the results of this probably coming on later on in the year. Well, I'll follow this story because I can almost guarantee you that if Regal goes bankrupt, AMC is going to buy everything, unless AMC goes bankrupt too, and then somebody's going to buy it up. But we'll see, because it was a lucrative business before, and it will be again. And if they change their models a little bit, even more so. But we'll see. But anyway, let's go into the list of everything that's been delayed. So first off, Fast 9 or F9 or F9, the Fast Saga. I don't even know what the name is anymore. Honestly, I stopped watching these movies a while back. I believe the last one I saw was Fast 5, which I hear that the next one is good. Like, I've heard that the ones with Furious in it are good. The ones that are just fast are bad. And I stopped at Fast 5, but I may one day eventually give it a shot again. I just don't feel like doing it right now. Anyway, Fast 9 has been delayed. It was supposed to come out this year, and it's been moved back a whole year. So it's coming out now Easter 2021, the weekend of Easter 2021. Next, we have No Time to Die, which is the next James Bond movie. It was supposed to come out, way earlier. It was supposed to be out already. Then it got moved to, I believe, December. And now it's officially going to be coming out on the Easter weekend of 2021. So the same one as Fast 9. Honestly, I think this movie is the one that led to Regal Cinemas announcing that they're going to be shutting down. Because this was expected to be the big block. Well, there's a lot of big blockbusters that were expected. You got Black Widow, Wonder Woman, and No Time to Die, because those are usually big summer hits. And now, well, they're out all the way back to 20. So a full year delay for James Bond, the final James Bond movie for Daniel Craig. Next, Sony made the announcement that actually their movie, what's it called, Monster Hunter, will be moved up. So it was supposed to come out on April 23rd, 2021, but now will be coming out on December 30th, 2020. Also, I saw the teaser for this. It looks fucking terrible. And I mean terrible with a capital T. Brutal, bro. It looks brutal. For some reason, there's a bunch of soldiers in a Humvee, and they have guns. Maybe I haven't played enough Monster Hunter games, but our world, real world soldiers are usually not a part of it. So, bad start for this franchise, to be honest. I mean, I love Mila. Mila's great, but it's a bad start for this franchise. We'll see when we get another trailer, but right now, not looking good. So it got moved up, and the reason why it got moved up is because Escape Room 2, which was supposed to come out on December 30th, 2020, got pushed back. So, and it's pushed into 2021. They didn't tell us when. So there you go. Next, and this is the one that hurt me the most. Like, it hurt my sad little heart. Is Dune. Dune is the movie that I was most looking forward to 2020. I thought, I made my list of predictions of the best movies of the year. I do one every year, and my number one was Dune. I hadn't seen anything from it, but the cast was amazing. Well, just the cast that had been announced, and I really liked Denis Villeneuve. I think that's how you say his name. And because he might be the best sci-fi director working right now. We'll see. We'll see how Dune goes. Dune might be the one that actually, cements that title for him, or it might be the one that breaks it. We don't know. But I was excited for it, and now it's been pushed back almost a whole year. It was supposed to come out September 18, 2020. Now it's October 1st, 2021. Why? Honestly, this is all... I'm going to start calling this the Tenet effect. It's because Tenet did so terribly, and... again, it did terribly on domestic box office. In international, it made over $200 million. All right, internationally, it did okay. It's not great. They expected more, but I mean, $200 million is... I'd kill for $200 million. Give me a name. But I'm kidding, kind of. But domestically, it didn't even make 50 million, or it hasn't even made 50 million yet. So domestically, it bombed. And so everybody looked at that, and it's like, man, this is one of the most anticipated movies of the year, and it bombed. Let's just kind of wait. And so everybody's scared right now, and everybody's pulling back, and it sucks. And so officially, Dune has been delayed almost a year, which sucks. Fortunately, now I know what my number one for my best movies of 2021 will be. So there you go. Bright side. Always look on the bright side. Anyway, moving on, we have a whole bunch of... Warner Brothers made a whole bunch of announcements. So first off, let's start with The Batman. So The Batman was supposed to come out on October 1st, 2021, which is the date that Dune has now, and it's been delayed all the way back to March 4th, 2022. So it's going to be a while before we get the next Batman, and it's the day after my birthday, if anybody... was interested in that. So I'll probably, go see it to celebrate my birthday. It'll be part of my birthday celebration. It's honestly, this was most expected because, from what we saw in the first trailer, it looks like they've done a lot, but not really. Like, they haven't done much of the shooting for the movie. They still had like over 70% to go. And with Robert Pattinson then getting COVID and stuff like that, I'm guessing they threw a wrench in the whole thing. I just did not expect it to be like that big of a delay. I expected a delay, not that big of a delay. So all the way to 2022, we'll see if it stays there or not. Next, we have Shazam, the sequel, which I haven't really heard much about. I mean, I've heard that it's happening, but I haven't heard anything about more casting news or even like a hint of what it's gonna be. But I'm excited for it. I love the first Shazam; it was hysterical. And this one is eyeing a March 2021 release date. Wait, no. It's okay, no, it's being pushed back from... Okay. I read this completely wrong, and I was like, immediately, as soon as I said it, that makes no fucking sense, because we haven't heard anything for it. But okay, it's being pushed back from November 4th, 2022, all the way back to June 2nd, 2023, which is brutal. It means almost 3 whole years. Almost 3 whole years. So that sucks. Like, honestly, the DC universe finally looked like it was going to get on track, and now it's been very extremely delayed. It's brutal. Sticking with similar news, Black Adam with The Rock also has been delayed. It was expected to come out. It was expected to come out on December 22nd, 2021, and now it doesn't even have a date, which again, brutal. When they don't give you a date, that's the worst part, honestly, because at least with Shazam, it's like, all right, 2023, we know, we kind of, all right, we can see it. It's in the horizon. It's far, but we can at least see it. No date is brutal, and it's usually a sign that things are going to get canceled or something, which is never good. It might switch to an HBO series or something, but who knows? At this point, honestly, we don't know anything. And I was very excited for this one, especially because it seemed to be coming out in tandem with Shazam. But what can you do? Next, we have The Flash, and The Flash was supposed to be was shifted from June 3rd, 2022 to November 4th, 2022, which is not terrible. Honestly, that one's not terrible. But especially because this is the movie that's supposedly going to reboot or fix the entire DC Cinematic Universe. So we're at least getting a better idea of things to come. If The Flash successfully reboots everything, then you get Shazam a few months later. What is it going to be like? Well, about 7 months later, and then you might get Black Adam a little bit afterwards. So that it'll continue the rebuilding process, I guess. But we'll see. Honestly, it's one of those things where you're just kind of hoping for the best here. And everything's been delayed. I can't tell you how many fucking podcasts I've made about delayed stuff or rescheduling or changing of dates. It's getting very annoying, but it's important information. People like knowing it, and people like knowing that there's something to look forward to. Or at least I do, and it's my podcast, so I can do whatever I want. Anyway, moving on to the next one, we got The Matrix 4. This one was supposed to open. Okay, wait. This one is actually kind of good news. So it was supposed to come out on April 1st, 2022. Now it's coming out December 22nd, 2021, which is great. Honestly, I did not expect it for many things to be moved up, especially The Matrix, because it requires a lot of CGI. But good news. Honestly, it's good news. It's going to be moved up. What is it? I mean, it's not moved up that much. It's like 4 months, but still, it's something. I wonder what thing got bumped there. They don't tell you what got bumped, but we'll see. One piece of good news. One. Oh, I mean, I guess Monster Hunter counts too, but I think that's gonna suck. Anyway, moving on. Bad news. So Netflix announced that they canceled a couple of TV shows. The first one that they canceled was the fourth and final season of Glow, which is Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, which was a fantastic fucking show. I loved it. I loved Brie Larson in it. She was great. It was hysterical. By the season finale, I mean, it's a show about wrestling, so you're following the people behind the scenes and all that stuff, and it's all fake. All right, wrestling's fake. All right, can we agree on that? It's a show. It's a show. Wrestling's a show, and this is a show about wrestling. And so not only do you know wrestling's fake, but you know you're watching a TV show about wrestling, which is fake. And still, I was out of my seat, excited in the final fucking episode. Like, yeah, you can fucking do it. So to me, I gave it all the props in the world. Like, I love that TV show. It was great. It was funny. It was dark. It was weird. But I'll read you the statement here from Netflix, and then I'll read you a statement from the producers. The creators. I'm sorry. So this is Netflix. We've made the difficult decision not to do a fourth season of Glow due to COVID, which makes shooting this physically intimate show with its large ensemble cast especially challenging. We are so grateful to creators Liz Fahiv and Carly Mensch, Jenny and all the writers, cast and crew, blah, blah, blah. So, that, to me, sounds like complete and total bullshit. Because physically intimate show, and you're canceling it because of that. Because it's physically intimate. So you're telling me that none of your other shows are going to have people, let's say, kissing. Nobody else is going to kiss on any other TV show, no. Nobody else. There's not going to be any sports. There's not going to be any action scenes. There's not going to be nothing. Nothing. Seriously, Netflix? This is complete total bullshit. And why don't you just delay it? Like, you could have just delayed it. Canceling it outright is just bullshit. And I wish they would have said, you know what, the numbers are not as great as we expected, so we're canceling it. I would have respected that a little bit more. But it's gross. But honestly, the show's great. I highly recommend it. While it's still on Netflix, I highly recommend you watch it. I enjoyed it. eventually I think it's gonna get picked up because it was somewhat successful. It had, I guess it's kind of like a wrestling thing. It has its own niche, but I liked it. It was fun. It was enjoyable. So here's the statement from the creators of the show: COVID has killed actual humans. It's a national tragedy and should be our focus. COVID also apparently took down our show. Netflix has decided not to finish filming the final season of Glow. We were handed the creative freedom to make a complicated comedy about women and tell their stories and wrestle, and now that's gone. There's a lot of shitty things happening in the world that are much bigger than this right now, but it still sucks that we don't get to see these 15 women in a frame together again. So there you go. She doesn't outright say that it's bullshit, but if you read between the lines, I don't want to read between the lines because sometimes speculation is fun, but it's a little bit annoying. It just sounded like way too much bullshit for me. Like they should have canceled pretty much every. Like The Witcher is an action-packed show. It has a lot of what was the word they called, physically intimate scenes, and they're not canceling it. So I'm calling bullshit on this. The real reasons, we'll see. Eventually, once the contracts are broken, people are going to start opening up, and we're going to hear a little bit more. So I can almost guarantee you that we have not heard the last of the story. There's something else going on behind the scenes, and we will find out eventually, hopefully, because otherwise, this is just like the dumbest reason to cancel a show ever. If it's for money, I respect it 100%. I can 100% respect anything getting canceled if it's not making you money. Like, I'll cancel my own mother if she's not making me money or making me lose money. But physically intimate show, it's bullshit. Anyway, and that's not just because I like the show. I need to clarify. It's a bullshit reason. Like if it's a show that I hated and it got canceled for that, I'd be like, yeah, that's a bullshit reason. But screw that show because I don't like it. Anyway, moving on. The final piece of news, which is the one that I had on the title here, which what it shocked me the most, is that Netflix has officially canceled the second season of The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. Now, to clarify why I found this shocking, it's because it's actually a Emmy award-winning show. Like, it just won an Emmy for Outstanding Children's Program, which is weird because it's not really a children's program, but it got canceled. Now, Netflix doesn't have that many award-winning shows at all. Like, not even close. So for them to cancel one of their first or one of the few shows that actually has won any awards and that was critically acclaimed and most of the fans like it. I'm gonna check out the IMDb here real quick. Like the Dark Crystal IMDb, because I feel like the rating was pretty good. I remember when I did a review and I gave it like a 9 for the whole season. So yeah, let me just put this up here real quick. So Age of Resistance, let me, there you go. So, 8.5. 8.5 stars. And it won an Emmy. Like, that's weird, man. Like, Netflix is making some weird moves. Again, it's one of those things that I'm sure that eventually we'll start hearing. Why? Because I'm going to talk about this on another episode. But apparently, Texas is filing a lawsuit on Netflix. I still don't know why. Honestly, I haven't gone through the whole thing. And until I go through the whole thing, then I'll talk about it. But it's weird. Like, Emmy award-winning show, successful, fans liked it. It's a big franchise. It was a good show. People were looking forward to the next season, and it's canceled. I don't understand the logic here. Was it too expensive? Oh, well, I guess I should talk about this a little bit. I've long speculated that Netflix won't last very long, and by very long I mean like a decade. It's a model that it's not sustainable. It has an unsustainable model. What does that mean? It means that they've bought too much crap and they're spending too much money and they're not making nearly enough, and the competition just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Before, when they were the only game in town, all right, you can get everything you want there. You can spend as much as you want because you're the only game in town. But now you got Hulu, you got HBO Max, and they're all, by the way, they're also stealing content from you. Not only are they stealing audiences, they're stealing content. So you got Disney Plus, you got Amazon Prime Video. So the competition has gotten bigger. Honestly, some of the competition is better, and because Netflix puts out a lot of crap, and even if it's crap, you have to pay people for it. So you got some shows that are being successful. On the more seasons the show has, the more money you have to spend on it. That's pretty much the rule because actors want more money, the producers want more money, and all that stuff. Netflix, the Dark Crystal was already a big franchise or was a cult classic, so you already had to spend money for that. So my theory is we're starting to see Netflix get a little bit pickier with what shows they're going to keep there, and they're going to start axing shows like crazy. They already they already weren't afraid of canceling shows like crazy, but now I think we're going to see it happen more and more because, like everybody. Oh, also, fun stuff. Netflix lost a lot of cancellations recently, and I mean a lot. There was a movie that came out. I believe it's called Cuties. I haven't seen it. I didn't care for it. It's about basically, but they got a lot of allegations of pedophilia. Now, from what I hear, I haven't seen the movie. Don't really care about it because it's a French movie for starters, and it's about a little girl who joins the dance team that basically it's about twerking, and so they over sexualize like little girls or like pre-teens or maybe like early teens, and so a lot of people were upset by it, and a lot of people are canceling their Netflix subscriptions because of it, because they're like, oh man, the Netflix is putting out pedophilia. Now, from what I've read and what I've heard, the explanation from the director, who is, I believe, a woman, she said, yeah, it was kind of like, it was a critique on how culture treats women and how they're pushing them to be overly sexual when they're little and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I guess you didn't do it well, or I haven't seen it. Maybe they did it really well, but the point is, the argument I've heard is, yeah, you're making a movie about exploiting little girls, but you're exploiting little girls when you do it. So maybe bad idea. I think overall it was a bad idea because I said I heard that there was like a hashtag trending cancel Netflix. I'm not really on Twitter, so I don't really care about that stuff. But I heard they were really upset. You know, the internet gets really upset about stuff. Weird, huh? And I hear it happens a lot. By the way, it's great to not be on Twitter, but I heard the news because I keep my ear to the ground sometimes. Anyway. So Netflix, you have a wave of cancellations. What is it? Format? Well, it's unsustainable in the long run because you're spending way too much money. I hear like they're like $10 billion in debt. So maybe that's the reason. Even if it's not, let me just read you again the statement from Netflix and then the statement from the creators of the show. So this is from Netflix. We are grateful to the master artists at the Jim Henson Company for bringing the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance to life for fans around the world. We're thankful for the executive producers Lisa Henson and Haley Stranford and Louis Leterrier, who also directed all episodes, as well as the writers. Well, basically, cast and crew for their outstanding work, and they were thrilled they were recognized with the Emmy this weekend. Oh, so it was the weekend that was announced that they won the Emmy that they canceled it, which is stupid, by the way. Here. Congratulations, you're fired. Anyway, this is the statement from Lisa Henson, the CEO of the Jim Henson Company. Here we go. We can confirm that there will not be an additional season of the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. We know fans are eager to learn how this chapter of the Dark Crystal saga concludes, and will look for ways to tell that story in the future. Which is good, which means that it might be picked up by somebody else, which means that they might make a comic book or something, which means that they might write a book. Who knows? But I want to know how it ends. Because honestly, like I said, it was a pretty fun show. I'm continuing with the statement from Lisa Henson. Our company has a legacy of creating rich and complex worlds that require technical innovation, artistic excellence, and masterful storytelling. Our history also includes productions that are enduring, often finding and growing their audience over time and proving again and again that fantasy and science fiction genres reflect eternal messages and truths that are always relevant. We are so grateful to Netflix for trusting us to realize this ambitious series. We are deeply proud of our work on Age of Resistance and the acclaim it has received from fans, critics, and our peers. Most recently receiving an Emmy for outstanding, blah, blah, blah. So, again, everybody was loving this show. Canceling it could be a red flag for the thing that I've been predicting for Netflix for a very long time. Now, Netflix honestly, the pandemic saved them a lot because their subscriptions went way up because nobody was doing anything. It was like, oh, well, I'll watch Netflix at home. So their subscriptions went up. Then you got a lot of canceled Netflix stuff going down, and now they're letting go of shows. If I have to guess, now the way the thing usually works is that when things are going good, you spend, so you grow, right? You get in debt. That's usually how businesses work. So if they got a boom when the lockdown started, that's kind of an artificial boom, but whatever. They got a boom. They're like, all right, well, let's spend a lot more money. We're already in a lot of debt, but let's spend more money. And then all of a sudden, turns out because it was an artificial boom, the numbers went back to normal because guess what? Unemployment not giving you those extra $300 anymore. So you're like, oh man, I gotta check my spending. Also, the business where I worked in is closed, and I don't know if it'll open again. So I can't be spending fucking money on Netflix. So you get those people are canceling. Then you got the people who are outraged because of the pedophilia, and they canceled. It's lining, and then you got your competition opening up again. HBO Max appeared in the arena. You got the Prime out there. You got Hulu. Everybody that it's what is it called? There's something like a duck or something, goose. I don't know. I don't even remember. There's too many out there. I don't even care anymore. But the point is, competition's getting pretty steep. You're not the only game in town. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I have to keep one, I'm keeping the one that doesn't have the pedophilia in it, unless you're into that sort of thing. So combine all of those things, and it's not looking good for Netflix. And this, to me, is a sign that the end is nigh. And again, the end of nigh means like about the next 10 years because it's unsustainable. It's an unsustainable model, but we'll see. We'll see. And but I believe that's it for today. That's a good place to start. I'll get into other stuff for some other episode. I've already been on like 32 minutes, and like 10 of those I was just fucking around. But before I finish up here, let me finish up here, Travis. What were we saying? Sorry, let's get the video. I top 20 the first two videos that pop up as Sonic as the cover. Oh, so I was right. It was Sonic. So everybody's saying that Sonic is going to be the best movie of the year. Anyway, so that's it for today. As always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me at Dario the Show on Instagram and at Super Dario World. I got some interesting news coming up in the future, near future. Could be this week, could be next week. I don't know. Hopefully you're still interested. If you want to watch me live stream, I'm live streaming every day, Monday through Friday. I'm aiming for Monday through Friday. I'm not always successful. But you can follow me on Twitch at Super Dario World and on YouTube at Super Dario World. Subscribe, like there. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it. Also, I think it makes it easier when I do the videos because I have a visual there. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. If you're into that sort of stuff, you know where to find it. As always, thank you for listening, and I'll see you again next time.